All right, so this one is for my boy Caleb. Dude, sorry so bad. Sorry so bad. Sorry so much. I feel so bad that I just like totally left you in the comments. Left you in the DMs and I didn't get back to you, bro. Also, this is incredibly pure. Like the scene just looks so pretty here, the sunset. Beautiful. Anyways, all right, let's get into this breakdown here, bro. So when I first saw your swings, I saw a couple of things that I wanted to point out. The first one being grip. So I know you said these are kind of old, so I don't know if your grip has changed since then. But if you can just look at this grip that we got here, I can't tell. I would probably ask you to have a different angle for me, but from what it looks like from this, I think that you're rocking some kind of baseball grip. Like right there, I can see some distance in between your hands. So it makes me think that you're not doing interlock or overlap. So that is where golf always starts, is how are you gripping the club? How are we holding the club? That is step one. Yeah, you can see it right here, actually. So it looks to me, oh, actually that's incredibly blurry. I can't actually tell completely. It looks like you don't have either, or maybe you're interlocking. I don't know what's throwing me off, Caleb, but the grip is, oh no, it looks like maybe you are interlocking. I think you are. Okay, anyway, sorry about that. I couldn't really tell. So grip is always important. So as long as you got a good grip and it's not a baseball swing or baseball grip, then that's okay. I'll send you my grip video just to make sure, but that's step one. Okay, so always grip. And then next thing that we're going to look at is ball position. But since we don't have that other angle, we're going to skip that one. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is body posture. And so body posture wise, we got a little bit of hunchback kind of thing happening. Your knees are really, really bent, and you're really far from the ball. So if we are a little more upright, these really look like two different people. This doesn't even look like you, bro. It's crazy. But if what we can do, this is a better distance, actually. See how the club is kind of laying down in your hands and you're a little more, like you're not super tall, but your back isn't hunched as much here as it is here. Like you're really hunched over and kind of squeezing, like your pectoral muscles, you're kind of squeezing them together as you're hunched over. So we don't want our legs all that straight. If I can show you just an example, it's kind of my setup. So I'm not like hunched with my back. See how my back is a little more straight? And my legs, look at my legs. See how they're not like super bent right now? Your knees would be bent into like this lit grass area under my hands, but mine are a little more straight. So if you can kind of get this angle where it's okay to be bent over a little bit, but we don't want to be like our knees poking towards the ball. You know what I'm saying? So we want to stand up a little taller and not be so hunched. You can have a little bend in your back, but have it mostly straight. And that's going to allow you to not, stretch the club out so far. You're going to be able to set it down a little nicer. So that's just general setup. That's always where you should start, is your general setup, okay? So going from there, actually looking at your golf swing, let's look here and see what kind of mechanics we have going on. So from takeaway actually looks pretty good. I'm not even going to lie to you. You got a nice takeaway. It's not outside or inside. We always want that club to be either at our hands or in front of them, and it looks like you're just in front of your hands, so that's perfect. Takeaway is really good, bro. But you know what I just noticed is your thumb. Your right thumb is on the right side of the club. That's something that you definitely got to fix. We got to wrap that thumb across over like a baseball grip. Okay, so that's the first thing, actually, that we got to do is your grip there. But takeaway with your driver here is definitely inside. You can kind of see, instead of at your hands here, your move is right there. See how it's below and like inside as opposed to at your hands or in front of them like this one is. So if you look at the difference here, this one is kind of smooth and you're bringing it straight up here. That move is really good. Like your swing up until right here is money. So as long as if you can just learn how to come back down on that same line just like this, same line as your takeaway, then boom, just coming right back just like this. This should be your golf swing right here. Boom, boom. But instead what we see is you come here, we get a little bit of over rotation, and now we're pulling our hands down, losing that angle, and you're hitting that out to in path. So what we're seeing here, let me just kind of zoom in a little bit. So right there at your top, at the top of your swing, I would say you kind of take it up a little bit too high. See how your hands are kind of above your head here? That's a little bit too much, action. I would want that maybe even with your ear or so, because when you go up this high, it's a lot easier for you to just pull it straight down. And that's what we see with your hands here. So I can't really zoom in anymore, but we come here, just look at from right there. So we're making a little bit of an upside down V, if you can see that. So look at your gloved hand right here. We're going up, and then we're kind of making a V in a different angle. See how you go up this way along this tree line in the background, and then the way that you go down is more along the lines of your shoulders and stuff. This down should be looking like this, dropping it into that right pocket right there. Boom. That should be your downswing right here. And instead we see you kind of pulling it across your chest and your shoulders over here this way. So that's that out to in path that we got to fix. And I'll send you some drills on how to fix that, obviously, but just so you can kind of see in your swing, you have that out to in slice type swing. Okay. So the next thing that I would point out is if you look at your left foot here at setup it's fine. And then as soon as you pick it up to the top, see how that kind of lifts up a little bit, your left foot? Your toes kind of point towards the ground a little bit, and then you kind of stomp on it and get back onto it. You got a little bit of movement with your left foot, and the problem that I see with that is that your weight transfers off. So that means that the industry standard for the weight on your front foot is about 80 to 85% throughout the entire swing. And what I see by you doing this with your left foot is you're transferring like 90-95% of your weight onto your right foot. And we don't want that, because that makes transitioning from that right back to the left really difficult, and it just increases a lot of problems. So we want 80 to 85% of our weight on that front foot throughout the whole swing, not transferring 100% to the right and then back 100% to the left. We want all that weight on that front foot almost throughout the whole swing. Or not all of the weight, but 80%, you know? So that's going to help you a lot with just general distance and compression and turning through the ball. Okay, so I would say there's not a whole lot of early extension I see either. You have good hip turn, so that means that you know how to clear that left hip. You're lifting up that back right foot. That's totally fine. The other thing that I would point out is your finish. So your head movement is actually pretty solid as well. So as far as it goes, as you take away and you hit it, your head doesn't move too much, so that's fine. I wouldn't change that. But your finish is a little problematic. And by that I mean I just want you to look at the way that you finish your swing, kind of up here, right? And you're holding it like this, and then you immediately drop it down, okay? And I want you to now look at my swing, just so you can see a little bit of a difference. If I can get over to my swing. So see, after I swing and I hit this ball, I'm holding that finish. Like, this is my final position. Oop, let me pause it. So I'm swinging, I hit the ball through, and I'm holding this position. You should always be finishing your golf swing all the way through, just like this. If you hold it off and you stop your swing right there, and then, like, let's say my hands went up this tree root, kind of like how yours do, like, you're just bringing in that slice and that over-the-top swing without even swinging the ball. Like, you're intentionally bringing in that outward, that out-to-in swing instead of finishing, you know, more low and left and wrapping around. So it's kind of just bringing in a lot of problems, not holding your finish, A, and then B, you finishing high at like 12 o'clock. If finishing was a clock, you've got yourself finishing high at 12 o'clock. So there's a little bit of problems with that. I also really don't like how your balance is falling backwards here. So you finish the swing through, we talked about those other problems, and now you're here, and see how you kind of fall back a little bit? That means that you don't have your weight all the way through on your swing. It wasn't ever fully transferred, and you're losing a lot of distance, and that balance is so important in the golf swing. Really got to take advantage of that. So I'm going to send you another drill on weight transfer because we need to always have our weight on our front foot. Again, just going here to my swing, see how my weight, this is actually a poor example, but, or no, I did that after, sorry. I usually like to step back and kind of like look at my shot. So from here, boom, hit the ball. My weight is actually still on my front foot, like I'm not on my back foot. I'm perfectly balanced here, and then I kind of fall back to just take a look at it. But balance-wise, you don't ever want to be swinging through here and then you immediately falling on your back foot like that, right? We don't want to be falling back like this after we hit the ball. That means we didn't get our weight through all the way. So I'm going to send you some drills on weight transfer. Ignore all that other stuff, by the way. But yeah, so those are a lot of things that I would say you definitely got to work on, and it's going to really improve your game. And then I'll also send you a couple of drills. But even if those drills don't help, at least now you know the problems in your swing. And my boy, that is all that I have for you. Take care. God bless. And I will see you in the next one.